Hey, how's it going, everyone? In this video, I'm going over a 15-week cybersecurity bootcamp that gets you two industry certifications. It's a full-time instruction and a zero tuition bill. So there's no loans, no catch on the price. Here's exactly how Scholas works and whether it's worth applying to. So first of all, I've done a coding bootcamp through Scholas about 2 years ago, which was a full-stack React developer bootcamp. And I got a job a week after completing it. So, but this is a completely separate program. It's a cybersecurity analyst. So first off, Scholas is a nonprofit, tuition-free tech training. This is the Baltimore track for cybersecurity analysts. So basically, they have different locations. You would want to live in one of the areas near these when you apply. So for the cybersecurity analyst track specifically, it's a 15 weeks full-time live instructor led 9 to 4 Monday through Friday. So you treat it like a job. It's tuition free, funded by foundations and corporate partners. No student loans, no hidden fees. So the only real costs are transportation, and if you have a child or something you need to take care of. It's remote, but you must live within the commuting distance of the campus. So you need to live within a driving distance of Baltimore. For this cohort, the next one starts July 13th, I believe. Yeah, July 13th, so that's a few months from now. And applications are due June 29th. It might be different dates for different areas, but for Baltimore specifically. So if you live in one of these areas, you would just want to look up. They might be all starting at the same time. So it looks like for this one, July 29th or 27th for due date. So looks like 2 months for a lot of these. So if you live in one of these areas, just look up the next cohort due date. So for this course specifically, you'll get the CompTIA Cybersecurity Analyst Cert, which is like a headline cert. For analyst level threat detection, you get Splunk Core Certified User cert, Google AI Essentials. Just a note, cybersecurity analyst is above entry level, so I would recommend having at least like maybe Sec Plus or CompTIA. This isn't a entry level course. Because cybersecurity analyst plus is above entry level. So for this course specifically, you learn SOC operations and incident response, Splunk log analysis and reporting, packet analysis, network defense, secure device configuration, virtualization, digital forensics, governance, policy frameworks, integrating generative AI into security workflows. So how to get in? It's competitive. So there's limited seats. Not everyone gets accepted. So if you have certifications already or experience, you're more likely to get accepted. Like when I did the coding bootcamp, I had been to school for a little bit for coding, so that makes you more likely to get it accepted in. Since this is a free program, so it's competitive, limited seats. To apply, you do an eligibility form, and then you go through an admissions webinar, and then you do an assessment, academic and tech, and then you do a behavior interview, and then you get offered an acceptance letter. So it's basically eligibility form, do a admissions webinar, and then you do an assessment, academic and tech. So two separate different assessments, and then you do a behavior interview, and then if you get accepted, you get an offer letter. So required for tech prep before you start, you do Network Academy Computer Hardware Basics and Operation Systems Basics. For another requirement is you need to be 18 years old or older, a high school diploma, U.S. work authorization, fluent in English. It's full-time availability, so you need to be available full-time to do this. No international travel during the course. And meeting their pre-training income policy. And the next part, Scholas says themselves with it. Scholas says it themselves that with under 2 years of tech experience, Your first type of job is usually going to be entry level IT help desk. So if you do this, your first job will usually be IT help desk, and that's how you break in. And then from there, you usually do like system administration, and then you do a cybersecurity job. So that's usually kind of like the general pipeline to get into cybersecurity. An average first job salary is around $40,000. So that's probably around what you should be expecting to make once you get an IT help desk job. So who's it for? Baltimore, or you live in one of these other areas near here. So any of these areas, it's for you. You can apply to, or you can just move here, I would think. So live in one of these areas, move to one of these areas. So if you're trying to break into tech, this is a good way to break in. So a career change. For a bad fit, if you're not disciplined to be able to complete a boot camp, the coding boot camp, like it started off with 30 people, and we dropped down to 20. So it is pretty intensive. So if you can't commit to full time or expect to make six figures after completing it, so those are kind of the expectations for who's it for. I'll link this in the YouTube description. So this is a cybersecurity boot camp that can help you break in. That should be it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.